when I started going deeper with 13, I realized it's something they don't want us to know. 13 months, the zodiac, the 13 is on the damn dollar bills. 13 is on the 13 stairs. Why is that number has been told to us, that is bad, is evil, don't look at it, don't wear it, don't want it, don't do nothing with 13. But yet all of these companies, all of secret societies, all of the dollar bill, religious institutions stuff up what I'm about to show you. You can't make it up. And it's not, because it's absolute. It's natural laws, okay? And it's right in our plain sight. Drinks. We're going to go through all of these people and more every show from now on. So make sure y'all come right at 8 o'clock, because we're going to get in and get the freaking out.
Peace and harmony. I think we're being set up for something very serious and very big by some very powerful secret societies that very well could have extraterrestrial or otherworld intelligence guiding it. I am very fearful for the world we live in, because we bought it hook, line, and sinker, and all over the world we have accepted the authority as truth rather than truth as the authority. It is going to require intellect, knowledge, study, and making a stand for the first time not to accept the things which your government gives you, which your religions give you, and which the authorities give you. Because as far as I'm concerned, I have a very big problem with anyone called an authority, because they're always...
All right, truth seekers. So how you all doing? And say to everyone, we will talk to our Facebook audience as well, and our YouTube audience. So if you're on either one, you can put it in the chat. We will just say hello to you. But at the end of the day, I hope each and every one of you had a great weekend. And as you know, I've said it before, we're going to take 2025 into a whole nother direction, but within alignment of where we are. We're going more into symbolism. We're going to take some deep stuff. So we talked about it Friday night. This is our first live stream for a Monday for the first time in 2025. And we're going to be live streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you now can plan it, make sure you set your alerts and pretty much get things together, because we got a lot to talk about as well. And tonight, the show tonight, we're going to be talking about things that are in plain sight. And one in particular is the Shell oil and gas company, their branding, their logo, their sigil, I will call it. And we're going to give you some information about that. We'll go into, this particular geometry of this particular symbol, which has 13 rays, and that is really significant. So make sure you stick around to find that out, because we're going to get into just a little bit about sun worship and how that thing is designed. We'll also talk about control. Why did they do that? Are they part of some secret society? Or are they sending a message to all that is around to listen to say they are ruling? And then we will get into some closing questions from there. So with that being said, I just want to welcome you and welcome each and every one of you here. And we will just get into our show, get into a little intro here as we talk about a few things from there. So if it's your first time here, make sure you put your name in the chat so I can say hello to you, put first timer. But in the meantime, for those of you, if you don't know who I am, I'm Roderick Martin, of course, AKA the Symbolizer. Yes, as you know, Denzel Washington is the vigilante for truth and justice as the equalizer. Well, he ain't for truth, but he is for justice. I'm for truth with the Symbolizer, and that's what we're going to be doing with Truth versus Authority. And as always, as you should know, that today is, in times of today, is the most critical part of our lives, that we're dealing with what I call bad authorities, okay? And that doesn't mean that everything come out their mouth is the truth. But what we do know is that truth is the authority. How do we know that? Because it's absolute. It is it. Now, could there be two things true at the same time? Absolutely. But truth is in real time. Truth is what really happened. And when you think about those things or you question things, Did it really happen? Is this really the truth? That should be your answer. And as I always told you, don't focus on what is happening in this world. We need to try and focus on why it's happening and why it takes us down the road. But in the meantime, again, hello, everyone. And everyone here, we got the godmother of our show, Diana's in the house tonight, and I'll give a shout out to some rest of. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you share the channel, because it's time for us to do some things and get in a big way. So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the 24 time zone that this show has aired. I'm Roderick Martin. I'm here in Texas. I'm located in this jumbo state. And of course, this is where the UFOs come out to play. It is a Texas thing, y'all, and it is cold here in Texas today. And I'm wearing my jacket because of. But anyway, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Let's get down to some business. Kill all of the music here. So, okay, so here we go. First of all, you all drive down the street all the time, but have you ever looked at a corporate logo and wonder if there's a deeper meaning in it? And so, for example, we're going to talk about the Shell logo. And at first glance, it's a simple logo. It's something that I think people just say, okay, it's simple. It's a seashell, but could it be hiding something more significant? And we're going to peel back some of those layers tonight. And we're going to decode the symbol, because I'm not calling it a logo. It's actually a symbol. It really is a symbol. And so we're going to peel back that thing today. We're going to go into the symbolism of the transformation of power of it and the power of this particular sigil that they put up. And it is a unique sigil, I should say. It features what I call or if you count, the 13 rays, and they're radiating outward. And why 13? That's going to be a good question, a good answer. You best to stick around for that, because we'll get into a little Gematria. Yeah, when we talk about those numbers in 13 when it comes down. So we'll get that within the show. And rather for me just talking, I am going to put together some information as we go down this rabbit hole and to take us down, and as we continue to talk about it. So with that being said, are you familiar with the Shell logo? Just let me know if you are. And if it's not, then pretty much we got moderators in the house tonight. So y'all make sure that we are doing what we're doing. And again, if you're here watching us from Facebook, make sure that you definitely hit the YouTube side to come on board. Now, real quickly, a quick announcement. As you know, we're going to be doing this show Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. So if you're watching us from Forbidden Knowledge as well, make sure if you want to hear more shows like this throughout the week, live and discussions, make sure that you follow the channel and come find Roderick Martin. Just put that in YouTube. And then, of course, we're doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, this particular Friday, we're going to have my guy, Brother Joseph, is going to be here with New Life Tools. Him and I got a lot of stuff we're collaborating on this year. Great guy, just created a tremendous bond as friends with this man. He knows a lot about the back end things when it comes down to cyber magic, all of these things. And while we're going to talk about that Friday, I think is important, and we're going to talk about you creating maybe your own protection and why you should. And those will be things that we will have to go into that as well. All right. So like I said, if you're here for the first time, give me a thumbs up. If not, let's get down into the conversation. So the first thing we're going to do is go into, let me just kind of put it up here and see what we got. All right. So we're going to decode the Shell logo. All right. And we're going to explore what I call the exoteric and esoteric truth. And if you're not familiar with exoteric and esoteric, basically, exoteric is things that people know on the outside, the real world, a regular world, or mainstream. But when you get down to esoteric, these are hidden, occult knowledge, and all these things that travel below the naked eye, or what I'll call the realm, which is the water area. This is one of the things we talk about here. All right, so the next part is what they want you to see. Now, is everything out here is designed for a reason, as you know that. And it's going to have two sides to every coin. So this is something that's pretty prevalent to what we're doing. So make no mistake about it that there's going to always be two sides to everything we talk about. All the symbols that we're going to talk about this year, all the locations that I'm going to show you with symbolism in it, people, and I'm going to show you graveyards with hidden symbols on the tombstone, speaking from the grave. It's going to be two sides to all of this, and we're getting deep into that as well. So the basic information is Shell was founded in 1907. It was the merger of Royal Dutch Petroleum Company and the Shell Transport and Trading Company. Now, yeah, their history was seashells. And if you think about the history of seashells, it was not only a commodity, but shells were used at one point in time as money. Yeah, seashells was money. So imagine where they really started if you go deeper. Now, this company is headquartered in Hague, Netherlands. It's one of the largest oil and gas companies globally, but yet they have a foothold in the United States. So this is what we consider in UFO world the multinational corporations. And so before I go any further, so some of you might be like, Roderick, who are you? Why are you doing this? If you don't know, again, I'm a TV personality. I've been in 11 different TV shows. You can Google me right now and call me back. Or in fact, Google me and then come back to the show. How about that? And you can find me on Discovery Plus channel, Amazon, Gaia. A couple of times I've been featured there. Coast to Coast Radio, Fox 2B, Forbidden Knowledge, and the list goes on. History channels, Ancient Aliens. And once I start digging into this stuff, it just went beyond alien talk. Okay, it went beyond extraterrestrials. However, when it came down to symbolism and what we're talking about, it ties all the way back to predated us, right? Because symbolism is the ancient communication. Every man and woman or person or human on this planet should learn symbolism because it's just the internal way our world worked long before there was a spoken word. So anyway, Shell operates over 70 different countries, okay? And they have more than 80,000 people. Okay, so this is stuff that they want us to see. They engage in wide range of activities, including oil and gas, exploration, production, marketing. Did you hear me? Marketing. That's very essential that we'll just hit on a little bit later. But also renewable energy, ventures like wind and solar. And why would they do that? Because they know that oil is not an endless supply. They know that we're going to need to have another energy source someday. And they talk about this. But we as the people are not embracing alternative energy because why? We're just so used to this other stuff. And anyway, the company has a significant global presence. And again, their reputation is out there everywhere. Their logo features a scallop shell. And I know, okay, they call Shell Roderick Martin. That's what they want you to know. And often, as it refers to depicted. Now, anyway, the designs reflect their historical root, right? Or their roots when they were in the Cecil Trade Company at the time, and their identity, of course, at this point was a recognizable symbol. See, a lot of people say, oh, logos, and we talked about that too a little bit. The red, the yellow color scheme is believed to connect Shells to their operation in California. That's what they want us to see. They want us to see that they're widely recognized. They want us to know over the years they became an icon. They also want us to know their hit, but what lies beneath is what we're getting ready to get into now. There is an esoteric interpretation of this symbol. The shell logo is featured in that scallop shell may carry what I call a deeper symbolic meaning beyond the immediate appearance. Also, some of the interpretations just that they symbolize protection, that it does, fertility, prosperity, also concepts that are prevalent to cultural and spiritual tradition. Now, culture and spiritual tradition, why would a multinational corporation even want to tap into that? Well, I'm glad you asked because it's important to tap into the subconscious of everyone, things that where we came from and derived from, to tap into those things to enhance or entice us to do things that they want us to do today. The radiant line shells can be is sun rays, so we'll get into sun worship and why that's important from that point. Okay, does it have a psychological impact? And like I say, stick around. We're getting ready to get deep with you. Well, they're designed to utilize these bright colors, which are psychologically stimulating and can invoke feelings of warmth, energy, and optimism. Why not? They are energy company. But also they have this natural form of shell also subconsciously evoke notions of nature, purity, organic, and potentially, listen to me, influencing consumer perception. Potentially influencing. You get what I'm saying? Because we think that when we think about brands, and most of us, hire a brand manager. I'm telling you, I don't deal with those type of people, and not that they're not talented people. And if you do that for a living, it's time for you to tap into the real part of this thing. Because oftentimes, I've said it, people will get a brand done for them, and it may be some cute little logo, but and they're wondering why it's not tapping in or resonating with people. And that is a big reason. We talked about this one. Everybody know who this is. You know who this is. It's Starbucks. This ain't no darn coffee on here. Ain't no coffee bean in place. Ain't no thing that represent coffee. But yet, we know what they do, and we are enticed by these legs that's opening on here and the aroma there. Okay, so they know this. So they're and they're not using a all crane shell. Is not. They're not using some type of thing that represent oil spills and all that crap. No, they tapped into something else, something more subconscious and more lethal when it comes down to having what I call a sigil. It's not just a logo. But when you think about it, some interpretations suggest that their logo is designed and may incorporate elements associated with secret societies. Oh yeah, so I'm glad we're going there. And they use specific sacred geometric patterns and everything else. Now, while it's publicly seen as their corporate emblem, it may harbor other connections that's to secret society, like its intricate design featuring, again, the radiating scallop shell is often linked to esoteric symbols used by powerful and elusive groups to communicate allegiance or intent. Now, the scallop shell itself has been associated with ancient mystery schools, occult traditions, and it also could be a subtle way of not hidden power structures operating behind the scene. And if you did have a company and you did have the intentions, you as big as one of these companies, and you want to send a message to those who know who you are, why wouldn't you not do it in a subtle way that they do it with some of these hidden sigils and things that they put out here? Now, once again, that scallop shell is not just a decorative image. People just think it's decorative. It's something that, it just looks nice. It's whatever. This thing has deep symbolic roots, people. It comes all the way back from ancient Rome. Everything just about, right? And then ancient Rome comes from Africa area. I know, I said it. But it's also tied to Venus, the goddess of love and fertility, as well as symbolizing creation and divine power. So here they put a symbol together that symbolizes Venus, the goddess of love, power, and fertility, and then also divine power. Why not power? Power is going to be the trick word that we want to think about tonight, because that's what they do. They provide power to the world. Why not put that into your intentions? Why not put that into the cosmos? Why not entwine that into the mission and use that to conquer or to become one of the most global powerhouses out there? Now, the shell also plays a role in Christian, esotericism, and particularly in the pilgrimage rituals like the cameo and I think it's Santiago, something like that. Yeah, y'all got to look it up. Where it symbolized the journey. It's like to symbolize the journey of spiritual enlightenment. Now, the other part of that is when you think about it, it also has where it also appears in a lot of secret organizations to cloak a deeper meaning. So we just think, oh yeah, once again, drive by every day, get some gas, put some pump in there or whatever. But it also, they suggest that the logo alignment with secreted spiritual and religious agendas. Why do we want to talk about agendas? We can say that. We got a new world order. We got all these things that are coming out all the time. In fact, it is something that I think is so important because, as you know, I do a lot of studying, and one of the people, or the two people, or three really, but two of them will be these two gentlemen right here, David Icke and Jordan Maxwell. David Icke on the right, if you don't know who it is, but right on that bottom shelf is every book he's written, and he got some deep stuff. Some people, you don't want to read those things. You will hear some stuff that from you just don't, you don't. Jordan Maxwell, his books over to the right up there, but also all of the symbol books and Carl Jung and all this about archetypes. And it's really important that do this. But I chose that, even though I have other bookshelves, and there's one behind me, it's got 2 or 3 layers in the war room in there. But I choose those two and one other particular person I'll keep quiet because this is the knowledge that we want to gather ourselves and begin to understand. And these individuals, really have some important stuff. In fact, a quick message from Jordan.
Live in peace and harmony. I think we're being set up for something very serious and very big by some very powerful secret societies that very well could have extraterrestrial or otherworld intelligence guiding it. I am very fearful for the world we live in because we bought it hook, line, and sinker, and all over the world we have accepted the authority as truth rather than truth as the authority. It is going to require intellect, knowledge, study, and making a stand for the first time not to accept the things which your government gives you, which your religions give you, and which the authorities give you. Because as far as I'm concerned, I have a very big problem with anyone called an authority, because they're always...
All right, so now you know the inspiration, but you will be surprised and shocked to know that Truth versus Authority, the brand, the trademark, was started before I found that video. Okay. Yeah, I used to do that CIA, man. I still do the program. We'll talk about it, but I will channel some of the things and information and tell. And he was one of the people that anyway, that is a real true story. And just recently, a day or so ago, I have his video and I was looking at it and I was studying. And then he said that, I was like, whoa. So 3 or 4 months ago, or back in August, when I filed for the trademark, Truth versus Authority, in the whole thought of this, maybe I had already reached it. All right. So anyway, let's continue our conversation so that we don't get off point here. That was a detour. But anyway, the esoteric traditions and hidden affiliation, like I said, this shell is not just something decorative. It has its deep symbolic roots. And we were talking about it just a second ago, going back to Rome and how it, the goddess of love, fertility, symbolizing creation, another word, and then it's also divine power. But once again, those lines. So we'll talk about in a minute, why did they use those lines? Is there something with numerology? This is where we're going to get deep here in just a second. Does numerology have anything to do with this particular sigil? Now, you may be asking yourself, and I'll ask you in the chat, when y'all look at this, put it in the chat, do you see numerology with this? And because if you don't, I'm going to show you where it is. Do you see what I would call Gematria? Or are they sending a message subliminally? Now, make no mistake about it, that your mind can see this stuff. We're not talking about, you remember I always tell you, your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. Your mind can see it subconsciously. It's processing things so much, way before it gets interpreted on the outer level. So when they do these things and put these sigils and things together, they're activating under layers, okay? But do anyone see the numerology of this? And if you do, go ahead and put it in the chat. Let me give you some kudos from there. And if you don't, that's fine. We're getting ready to talk about it, and we're going to get into it in the next couple of slides here. But they did not do this by mistake. The person who designed it did not just give them something cool. These people have $1 billion, trillion. You will think the brand that they use will have all kind of intricate stuff to it. look like they're drilling oil wells and it will look like whatever. No, they didn't go there. They went to the most simplest primitive form to activate the power to gain control of what they were doing in the marketplace, plain and simple. So let's talk about the design elements of this. The shell features again, and I'll have some repetitive things that I'm going to say, but a scallop shell with a series of radiating lines. So you can see that now. You can, now that I brought it to your attention, you see the radiated lines, okay? By counting those lines, you might find that there is a specific number that holds significance in numerology. Yes, there is a sun at the very bottom of that for a reason, and we'll get into that shortly, so stick around for that. The angles of geometric analysis. The angles formed by the radiating line could uncover a message. It is a message in there. And certain angles may correspond with numerological values, and that aligns with the broader themes of power, control, and enlightenment. Now let's go with the color scheme. Okay, that is, you would think that's the ugliest thing you see, a red and yellow thing. No, the color red and yellows of the shell logo is vibrant and it is eye-catching. But in numerology, colors can be associated with numbers. For example, red might correspond with the number 9, symbolizing ambition, drive, while yellow could be linked to the number 1, representing new beginnings. Make no mistake about it. When I created this sigil, the blue was made for a lot of reasons. And I told you guys on Friday, if you didn't go back, I broke down this whole sigil, why it's on the shirt, why I created it. And then once again, Friday, me and my brother Joseph is going to be here, and we're going to talk about the power of this. We're going to talk about how you can create your own sigil and stuff. So if you know who he is, look him up. YouTube channels, New Life Tools, deep brother. I mean, and we're doing a lot of stuff this year together here in Dallas, different places as well. But what I'm going with, once again, is make no mistake about it, that color is on purpose. And they do some things. So we'll get into that just one moment. Also, do they align with any esoteric beliefs? Now, the incorporation of specific numbers through this design may suggest an element of esoteric or occult beliefs, where numerology play a significant role conveying hidden messages. And also, last but not least, we're talking about the subconscious impact of these numerological elements that they have. So let's kind of get into where we're going with this. Visual symbolism. All right, that scallop shell, like I just said, 13 powerful mystical number, the rebellion, and also it's more like a rebellion, which is the same thing as this truth versus authority, is the rebellion. It's time for us to rebel. All right, so let's go into what I call Gematria. Now I want you to pay close attention to what I'm getting ready to do right now, because this is kind of the meat and potatoes of what's happening. And I'm studying this stuff now, and it's really deep, especially when it connects to symbolism. But you can't make this stuff up, what I'm about to show you. You can't make it up. And it's not, because it's absolute. It's natural laws, okay? And it's right in our plain sight. You got Exxon, you got Monster, you got all of these drinks. We're going to go through all of these people and more every show from now on. So make sure y'all come right at 8 o'clock, because we're going to get in and get the freaking out. Okay. All right. So let's go into this right now. If you got any comments, be sure to put it in chat. So, and then also, if you find any value tonight, you can also support the show. And let me put a banner up, because we are a community report show. So we definitely need your support at all times. Here's the Gematria breakdown. Pay close attention. So we're going to analyze the word shell, because the Gematria deals with letters and numbers, and they have connected it to symbolism and all of this other stuff. So look at it. The S is 19. Now, how you do Gematria, so if you didn't know that the number 26, and we're going to talk about that next Monday or Wednesday, the significance of the number 26 bones, 26 everything, the whole unit, whoever planned this thing, God, right? And some people say it's more insidious things too. But anyway, 26 is it. They knew that works at all. So anyway, Gematria is based on 26. So we got 26 letters in the alphabet, and you do a code. A is 1, B is 2, and you follow along. So you can even do your own name, and we'll do a show like that, so you'll kind of know if you got some hidden meanings. But here we go. Shell is the number 19. All right. And so when you think about, and there's a difference between numerology and Gematria, though they sound the same, but they're not the same. So I don't study numerology. I'm studying Gematria, okay? But they do align up in some places. So that S stands for 19. The H is the number 8. The E is 5. And then the L is 12, 12. Now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. When you add 19, 8, 5, and 12, 12, 12 is the number 56. And when you go to the standard English Gematria, and you can get apps, you can do that, that made it to 56 turns into 11. Now, we all know 11 is a master number. 11 is often seen as the gateway number, okay? It represents spiritual insight, higher intuition, and connection, and metaphysical. Now, the most funniest part about this and what drew me to this was I was doing some research on symbolism, as you know, and being the Symbolizer is my new brand, and to bring enlightenment and also attack the truth versus authority. You know, I'm just been a firm believer of that, but this is where we're going. We're going to hit it hard. We're going to have some stuff. I'm just telling you, I've been saying other stuff, but this is it. It's time, okay? And I'm not afraid to share with you some stuff that I just think everybody should know, but they don't tell us, right? But anyway, that coming down. So make sure we spread anyway. But the point I'm making is I was searching. I knew my life path number was number 3. Y'all will see that often on this jersey that I wear that has extraterrestrial. But when I started thinking about, when I started studying Gematria, I was like, man, this is some powerful stuff, because it also predicts a lot of things too. So I'll give you some of those predictions in later shows, different things, and how I think everyone, we should all teach our children. They will grow up with a whole new set of eyes. It's not evil, it's information, okay? But I wouldn't say that it's a human people that created it. It's not. It's definitely supernatural. I can honestly say that. It's not based upon we did that. But anyway, let's get into it. So when I looked up my name, Roderick, all the letters and stuff, it came back 83. And I was like, because I was already seeing the bad signs of 70, all these numbers, 60, I ain't going to get into it because it may be your number. But the whole point, I'm like, damn, I just want to make sure. So when it came back 83, I didn't think none of it. For about 3 weeks, I just left 83. But I never kept studying, a while back to know 83 is 11. And then it just dawned on me why I do what I do, why I'm the way that I am. Why do I research and do the stuff that I do? Why am I always looking for that information? All right, so 11 is a master number, okay? And 11 is also seen as the gateway number, representing the spiritual insight, higher intuition, also connection to the metaphysical. It's also associated with secret society, in particular, in their belief of achieving enlightenment through esoteric knowledge. So right there, they're already talking about some stuff, okay? They're already talking about what is happening with this number, and just so happened they call it shell. They could have called their name the seas or open oceans or clam or whatever. They knew. So do you think by happenstance they picked that? But knowing their origins, though, knew that they was already what they would call not just blessed, but ordained to be successful. Because a lot of these secret societies go all the way back to spirituality or God, or thinking they have been ordained by God. So you're talking hundreds of years ago, they figured this one out. And they did it from seashells all the way as they moved into a whole. So they started out with their seashell distribution or whatever they was doing. Then their product was used for money, because you can barter anything, and you can know that, right? And then they said, no, we got to keep this spiritual alignment of sun worship and all of this together, because there's a sun at the bottom of that, all right? And then they added the 13 rays. 13 is a number that I would say that we've been told is the most evil number you can think of. You're on the 13th floor, you're on 13. And I started thinking about it, and it may still coexist with some of you. This is just me talking me. When I started going deeper with 13, I realized it's something they don't want us to know. 13 months. The zodiac, the 13 is on the damn dollar bills. 13 is on the 13 stairs. Why is that number has been told to us, that is bad, is evil, don't look at it, don't wear it, don't want it, don't do nothing with 13. But yet all of these companies, all the secret societies, all of the dollar bill, religious institutions, all of them keep that particular number. Like, we know we don't have 12 months, it's 13, and March is the beginning. But they teach us to stay away from that number, but they use it esoterically all the time. People, it's time for us to look at this thing. We got to understand, like I said, truth versus authority. No longer thinking authority is the truth. And that anytime someone say, I don't give a damn if it's your brother, cousin, sister, papa, big mama, pastor, sometimes what they say, they may not know where they got it from until you research it yourself. Just because they're an authority, it is not meaning that's the truth. But we do know the truth is the truth. And you let that be your authority for now on as you progress through the most tremendous or treacherous times that we're about to be in years to come, because there's some serious things happening. All right, that's cool. I'm sorry. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know, because that's it. And again, do it, research it for yourself, because I'm learning and I'm just taking you on a journey. So our journey could alter, correct, whatever. But at the same time, it is what it is. So anyway, they chose 13 rays and they was doing some worship. The 13 rays themselves could symbolize control. Now, this is where it gets interesting. It symbolized control and energy resources, because they knew the dominance of natural elements like oil. The company's primary product would be interpret the rays as a sunburst, could take it all the way back to solar worship. And then the theme in many ancient and occult traditions. And when it's paired with a numerical value, the shell logo might be saying, we control the gateway, which is 11, the master number, to a transformation 13, emphasizing the company's overarching global influence. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are saying to us, we rule. We have a product that no matter, and believe me, oil is not just in our cars, okay? It's in everything. They have positioned themselves with something that's in every single thing. And if it shuts down, the world shut down. And how do I know this? And how are you going to know this? We all know what's going on over there in those other countries with the other country and the other country that invaded that country, okay? We know that we put sanctions on the other country that invaded that country, but you know what we didn't stop doing? We didn't stop buying oil from them people. No, even in the time of war, every country or in war, they do not put bombs on oil refineries. They do not stop oil going. And these countries are fighting. Their citizens or their armed forces are losing and coming unalive, but they are still buying oil from each other. Go check it for yourself. We have never stopped importing oil from every country that we put a sanction on that is a major oil producer or power producer, and we're still exporting it as well, because it is the world. And we are caught up on the news looking at a war, and behind the scenes, it is a puppet masters. They're just playing. But anyway, like I said, they know that they have a product that influences global lives. So why is it? Facebook got a logo, Google got a design. Wait till I get into the Google design that has been manipulating all of us, okay? That's coming up in a few weeks. But the other part of this is they know to tap into the power of it. And this is why I'm making this a call, an action call. If you are into branding, or if you're thinking about branding your newest company, when I show you, if I can find it for Wednesday, if not, it'll be next Monday. When I give you, and I'm gonna put the PDF in a link in the description of the video, I'm gonna give you the hidden documents that Pepsi paid trillion, because I don't know how much money they paid, but the company that designed their stuff, how they using all of the sacred geometry, all these things against our minds to create what we think is a simple red, white, and blue, right? And you'll be shocked when you see all of the ancient stuff that they put into it, the degrees and angles, Gematria, all of this into it. And people, it is driving us like cattle, and we're just moving around. We don't even know why, but they do. And I do. And you're going to know why. Okay. And because it is something that they're doing. So when you go back to the shell thing right here, they are sending a message. That message is not just for us. It's for everybody who follow them, everybody in secret societies. When they drive around, they know their brethrens, and they know who controls what. Exxon, the same way. That double X, Exxon, that double chevron is why it's called chevron. It's a square. And you can't, you got to hear that story and how deep it goes into esoteric. All right. These people are in plain sight operating their secret societies and their power as we're driving to the grocery stores every day, fueling our cars. And they're saying we control this all. And if we want to stop it now, all right, yeah, Roderick, they're going into electric because they know that oil is not an unlimited resource. They see the future. They know the future. They know we're running out of that stuff. And so they have to change too. They have to. So anyway, are y'all following with me? Are y'all finding any value in what we're talking about tonight, or symbolism for you? Because we're going into symbolism, geometry, and like I say, Brother Yosem and I, we're going to do a lot of stuff together on the magic side of this stuff. Are you finding any value? And if you are, please let me know, because I'm intense with this and I'm going all in. I'm going to speak to one, or I'm going to speak to 1,000. Somebody's going to learn and hear, and then they're going to defend themselves. You're going to, by the end of this year, all of y'all are going to make you your own personal protection for your families. Just like you see the rich people do those family crests. Those crests that they make from all them rich companies and countries and individuals and passing it on, those things are designed by colors. They're shields. They are protecting their wealth, their generation, their legacy, and they're using the power to do that. And here we are. We just sign our names. All right, that's fine. I'm just telling you, it's been sitting right there right in front. So we're going to convert and do the things that we need to do too. Why not? Because this stuff has broader implications, because understanding hidden meanings and symbols like the shell empowers individuals to see beyond the appearances. Decoding these symbols reveals how influence culture, commerce, and subconscious behavior. And then, of course, questioning them, we can foster independence. And once again, it is why my mantra and my guy right here.
We have accepted the authority as truth rather than truth as the authority.
And he can preach that all day long, baby. He can preach that all day long, but he's not here. He's gone. But I'm going to carry on his legacy. And believe it or not, I contacted his family and told them what I wanted to do. This was months back. And unbeknownst, I get an email, a conversation from one of his family members, and they gave me a file with 5,000 or 6,000 research documents of all of his research. That's just letting you know. So I got to honor it. I got to keep pushing, baby. Now, I may not can go as deep as stuff he was going. And this dude here is off the chart, but I'm going to skate the surfaces on some things that I think is pretty much, and we'll go through. But anyway, some final thoughts of this is that shell logo transcends being just a mere emblem. It is more than that, symbolizing a blend of history, potential hidden agendas, all of this stuff, and it uncovers a lot of things. And the questions that I want you to reflect on is, why do certain symbols resonate with us deeply? Because they're designed to do that. How might hidden meanings and symbols influence perception and decisions? Absolutely, they're designed to do that. What other symbols in your life may carry a deeper and untapped significance? They are designed to do that. And the next time you consider or encounter something, find it out. I want you to know that. And if you also get to a point to where you see some stuff, you want us to break it down, and you may take a picture, because all of us, we're going to be as vigilant or religious, or whatever the word I'm looking for, as we can. And I want you to send it to me. Send me the symbol, right? Take a picture of it and let's break it down. Because a lot of these things, even though it's not just so simply shaped, but they'll shape it and then they're hitting it, and then they put things double meaning. It's a lot of stuff, and once you start seeing them, you can't unsee it. Now it's more and more as I study, more and more I get deep. I see some things. I saw some stuff yesterday, and I'm telling you, it caused me like shock. I was like, whoa, these people are saying some serious sugar honey iced tea. They had a message on that building, and I'm telling you, the wrong person could walk in there and wonder why these people are acting the way they're acting. Well, they said it. It's right there. It's right there in the branding, the sigil, the right in the entranceway. But if you don't recognize it, you won't know. You won't even know. You'll just probably go right in there and be like, okay, and you wonder why these people are doing what they're doing. I don't know. It's one of those things. But anyway, it's one of those things. I don't know. It's somebody said, bruh, I missed the mark when he gave access to his library prior to him. Yeah. I think he wanted a lot of people to do some stuff and contact his family, email, I think, and just tell them what you seriously want to do. And they give you access, I'm sure. You know, the fish symbol. Yeah, we can go through all that. We're going to talk about that fish symbol, which goes all the way back to the Pope, but then the Pope got it all the way back from the Dogon tribe. Okay, so that's something that we can talk about as well. But anyway, if you're watching us on Facebook, you know, I want you to definitely come to the YouTube, and let me put this up right here again. As far as the YouTube channel, you could, you know, subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on Forbidden Knowledge, you know, as you will see this as a replay for tomorrow. But anyway, know that we're here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you want to catch our lives, come Wednesday and Friday and Monday, as well as y'all watching it there on Tuesday as a replay. But either way, I just want to kind of let anyone know from those things. And again, as another update, Friday night, even though we'll be here Wednesday, Friday night, we're going to be here with Brother Joseph. Look him up, New Life Tools, and you will not be disappointed in the conversation that we're going to have about sigils and everything else. So, all right. So this is the part of the show that, again, if you're watching it and you're going to watch it later, it will be ending here. I'm just going to have a little more conversation with you all, but the actual show. So if y'all, or I can look in the chat, we can incorporate some symbol talk. Tomorrow, when this is over, I'll come back on YouTube and I will cut it right after this moment so that anything we're talking about now, you won't see it again. So if you want to hang around for that, we won't be here this much longer because my goal is to get in, get out, and also get us prepared for things that we were doing. Also, keep the energy up because we're going to be doing some things pretty much. And if you have not tapped into the Book of Sacred Secrets, you definitely want to do that. And
I want to thank everybody who's got your copy of the Book of Sacred Secrets. I've been getting incredible reviews on people and how this has been helping people today. This is something that you must have in your arsenal. This book is going to be life-changing for you. It's a downloadable copy, so you'll be able to print it up, print a sheet up, or whatever you want, study it, take it to work, give it to someone, and maybe some in particular information. But this is something that you need in your arsenal. Go to the website. The link is right here in the description. It's also in the video as well. You got to get your copy of the Book of Sacred Secrets. And once again, it supports the community. True information is from the cosmos, from infinite consciousness that you need to learn and you need to have in your arsenal. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Support the channel, and I look to see you on the next video. And don't forget, again, search for Roderick Martin. Come over to the YouTube channel so we can keep getting this information out. Thank you very much.
Good night to you.
Peace peace and harmony. I think we're being set up for something very serious and very big by some very powerful secret societies that very well could have extraterrestrial or otherworld intelligence guiding it. I am very fearful for the world we live in because we bought it hook, line, and sinker, and all over the world we have accepted the authority as truth rather than truth as the authority. It is going to require intellect, knowledge, study, and making a stand for the first time not to accept the things which your government gives you, which your religions give you, and which the authorities give you. Because as far as I'm concerned, I have a very big problem with anyone called an authority, because they're always...